Tonight on Friday Night Fights, from the Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino, a middleweight clash for the vacant USBA title. Willie Gibbs and Daniel Edouard slug it out, each hoping to avoid his first loss.
Our main event has unbeaten's Willie Gibbs and Daniel Edouard primed for the big time.
He's a good up-and-coming fighter, but it's my time now.
If you want to survive in this sport, you have to do whatever it takes, go into the Lions Den and fight whoever you have to fight to be world champion. And that's what I'm doing. I'm just fighting another foe.
They both know what this is all about. Ring Magazine's middleweight rankings still show a division that is top-heavy, waiting for some turnover. Speaking of Bernard Hopkins, he's Willie Gibbs' cousin by marriage. Regardless, Willie has his own timetable, and it includes a coming out tonight against Edouard. This will already be the third time this year he has been featured on our Friday Night Fights. In February, he handed out punishment to Glenn Joe Rayburn. Gibbs picked him apart right from the start and never let up. After 2 knockdowns in the 9th, finally the ref had seen enough, and Willie's career win number, Sweet 16, was in the bag. The Mohegan Sun Arena. It has been home to so many big fights through the years, so many great action fights through the years. And now it's ready for the gladiator, Willie Gibbs, behind that mask, taking on the unbeaten Daniel Edouard, the Haitian sensation. At 23 years old, Edouard has parlayed a successful amateur career into a pro career, 5'10". Had to drop his drawers at the weigh-in to come in right at 160 pounds. There's his last 5, and it's all about the 2 draws with Dorian Beaupierre. He says, it's all in the past now. It's time to take advantage of this opportunity. And here is Willie Gibbs. 2 inches taller, 6'2", came in at 160 3/4 pounds before he came back a couple hours later to easily make the weight. This Philly fighter, a perfect 17-0, 14 jacks, and 4 of those shorts have happened among his last 5 that you saw there. He's never gone past 9 rounds, but that's mostly because of the power that he possesses. Let's look at the professional ring experience between Edouard and Gibbs. And Kevin Kelly, the KO percentage, well, we talked about Gibbs' power already.
Well, that's the outstanding thing you see when you see Gibbs as well as the mask. 82% knockout ratio, very strong forward fighter, boxes and slugs. You know, you see the fights pretty much the same. You see the total rounds. You see they go to Edouard, but the knockout ratio is extensive, and it goes to Gibbs.
Willie Gibbs debuted at age 25, but he made it this far by staying active early. 7 fights in 2002, 5 fights in 2003, and now this is 3rd fight in 2004. And just like another Philly fighter who's going to be fighting Oscar De La Hoya in a few weeks, the unmasking happens just moments before he's ready to rumble. Bernard Hopkins, who is part of his extended family. They are cousins through marriage, and they have sparred together many times. Your referee is Charles Dwyer with the USBA middleweight title and an automatic top 10 middleweight ranking on the line. This is a 12-rounder.
Go. Gentlemen, you both know the rules. Have a good, clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Shake hands. Good luck.
Daniel Edouard says that the 2 draws were wake-up calls. Feels that he has a second chance. And Kevin, he said he wants to get his career back on track. Well, picked a tough opponent to get back on track against.
He picked a top guy right now in the game, I believe, that, you know, that a lot of people don't see coming, but they'll see him coming tonight.
So Edouard and Gibbs.
All going. Coming, all going.
Edouard in the red, white, and blue. Gibbs wearing the white trunks tonight. You see the Haitian written across the red, white, and blue Haitian flag trunks of Daniel Edouard. He's very proud of his heritage, but he tries to be a role model. They're trading already, lefts and rights. Knockout ratio, 82% for Gibbs, 47% for Edouard.
Talk about nobody pulling punches here. Both men came out real quick. Forget about a jab. Let's go to the power punching right away. And the Gladiator, that's his style. He likes to do that. Haitian Sensation likes to be active and busy on the inside. And he's exchanging with a man with an 82% knockout ratio. So that could be very dangerous for the Haitian Sensation.
Well, if styles do make fights, which we know they do, then I am thankful that the style of Willie Gibbs is not the style of Dorian Beaupierre, because this first minute has already offered up a lot more than many of those rounds in the two fights against Beaupierre. In fact, Gibbs in the first minute was 10 of 38. Edouard threw 44 punches. He was 9 of 44.
I had talked to Edouard and his team, and they said one thing about Edouard, which I think Gibbs is underestimating, is his punching power. He may not have a lot of knockouts, but he can punch. So, you know, we'll see if he lands on Gibbs. Let us take a toll.
Seems like they're both going to find out here in the first round.
Very hard round to judge. I'll tell you one thing. Both men landing successful power punches on the exchanges. Gibbs landing very good. I think the Sensation over there is landing the more effective shots, it seems to me. He's landing more frequently in the face of Gibbs. And Gibbs is fighting right now in a rapid pace. You know what? This could work actually against Gibbs because he could burn out early. And being that we are going 12 rounds here for a title, that could work out for the Sensation's benefit rather than Gibbs.
Trading left hands. Now a right comes in from Gibbs. And Edouard continues to press forward and trade with Gibbs. And Gibbs getting the best of it. And he's got Edouard stumbling backwards in the first round. Here he goes. Edouard trying to hold on. Gibbs throws him down. That's being ruled a slip. But you know what? Edouard was hurt.
Because like I said, it's very dangerous to exchange with a man with an 82% knockout ratio, you know, and that's what the Sensation is finding out. He's going for the gusto early. He's better off trying to box Gibbs. Instead, he's bringing a fight to Gibbs, and that's what the Gladiator likes to do. He likes to exchange and get you in exchanges. This is about, I tell you, this boxing match is turning into a fight.
It did so right from the start. Hey, this was a well-hyped main event.
A little wide and put your head up in the air. Basically, other than that, you won the round. Now look, you took plenty of hard shots from me that round. You got hit too. I want you to come out this round. I want you working with your jab and your double jab and your fast right hand and walking them around this round.
All right, Kevin,
let's take a look
at that.
Let's take a look at the action. You see when they're exchanging, both men are exchanging. You see that Gibbs still got that phenomenal punching power, lands on top of the head. The legs deceive the Haitian Sensation, and he starts buckling around the ring. But now Gibbs is trying to get a knockout to win, but he does a good job of holding, and he gets pushed off to the rope, and the referee saves the day.
Round number 2. It's hard to believe there will be 11 more of those, Kevin.
Incredible, maybe not. The way that pace is going, I don't think it's going to be 11 more rounds the way they're going right now. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The 82% knockout ratio of Gibbs holds a threat to ending this fight with one shot.
The punch stats from round number 1 were these two unbeaten middleweights who have so much on the line, each threw 97 punches.
My scorecards, I had to score that round dead even. I can't decide who's winning this fight, being they going at it.
Oh, you didn't like Gibbs with the power shot that stumbled Edouard?
It was one good shot, but Haitian Sensation was landing early. Edouard was landing very early on his good shots. And he was landing big time in the beginning. But look at this, here they go again, back and forth, exchanging shots.
Now look at Gibbs digging in with the right hand to the body.
Forget boxing right now. This is turning into a boxing brawl.
This is Friday Night Fights right here, and
Exactly.
this is what it's all about. Daniel Edouard, Willie Gibbs, unbeaten, loads of hype going in, USBA title on the line, an automatic top 10 ranking in the IBF on the line. Somebody's going to take the next step in their career, and it's going to be the guy who survives.
I see one thing happening now, a breakdown that Gibbs is doing. He's starting to land a body shot on Edwards. It's one little sneaky little shot, okay? It's more of a right uppercut to the body and a left uppercut also to the body, where he does sporadically. He doesn't do it often. He does it nitpicking, and I think that might take a toll on the hate sensation later on in the fight, okay, if the fight goes that long.
All of a sudden, Edouard has scored well behind that jab. Now presses in with a right hand.
Very clean, let him out. Good, good.
Two very determined fighters here, trying to get to the next level of their careers.
Yeah, the pace slows down a little bit, and I think they shook the cobwebs and said, you know what, let's clear the air here. And now it's going to go boxing now.
Oh! And all of a sudden, Edouard is all over Gibbs, and Gibbs is hurt against the ropes.
It's like Edouard told me. He said, they're sleeping on my punching power. I can punch.
Good, good, good.
As soon as you thought the pace was slowing, boom, they don't disappoint, do they, Kevin?
Well, Edouard said that. He told me, he says, they go Gibbs going down.
He didn't go down yet, but he's on the brink. Edouard is all over him in these closing moments of this second round. Gibbs needs to get out of that position. A right hand comes in, and this fight, now look at this. Charles Dwyer is going to count that knockdown. There was a moment there where you swore he was almost going to stop it.
Hey, walk towards me, walk towards me. You okay?
What a dramatic moment in the final minute of that second round as Daniel Edouard turned this fight around, and Willie Gibbs is slow to get back to his corner. Hands up.
I'm calling timeout right after this.
Tell him I want to timeout.
After the round, go to a minute, go to timeout.
Kevin, let's take a look at the action from that second round.
Here we take a look. You see the hate sensation about to attack. He lands his shot sneakily right there. You see the legs start going. Over the top, he lands. You see that Gibbs' legs deceive him. Now, Sensation start to attack. He's letting his punches go and hoping to catch another shot to end this fight. The referee is not even involved in the picture right now. A lot of punches. Then the referee steps in. Gibbs hits the canvas. He gets a break, but the bell saves him, and that's how he's able to continue.
Let me tell you, if he didn't go down there, didn't you get the feeling if he stood up for just another 3 seconds, the fight was going to be waiting?
It could have been, but I didn't see the referee in the action. So I have to wonder, was the referee about to stop the fight or looking at the action?
Well, I'll tell you what. Dr. Tony Alessi, who you saw there in the corner, one of the foremost boxing physicians here from the Connecticut shoreline, gave the thumbs up to Willie Gibbs. Let's see how he looks here in the opening moments of this third round. Both men have hurt each other, but clearly Gibbs is in tough shape here. And Edouard is headhunting. They're going for broke, Kevin.
This is a great fight. The energy level in this fight is phenomenal. I'm glad to be here commentating this fight because this is what I'm talking about. These are fights. Gotti, Ward, Hagler, Hearns. I mean, these are great fights.
And mind you, this is the very same arena and the very same ring that hosted Gotti Ward 1. Oh, what a right hand from Edouard. Gibbs is still up. Can he return fire is the question. He ties up and now swings with a right hand of his own.
I don't like the way Gibbs' legs look. Gibbs' legs look like they're locking. He's too upright. He's too hittable. You know, I expected Gibbs to be a little more elusive, but it's slipping and moving. And that body shot that I expected him to do. But he's hurt. Gibbs is hurt.
Daniel Edouard, the Haitian sensation has been sensational for the past 4 minutes of this fight.
The country of Haiti must be on their feet right now if they're watching this, seeing their hit sensation surprise Gibbs with his punches. I mean, phenomenal punches. I mean, you know, what's funny is the puncher is getting punched.
Daniel Edouard, right hand comes in. Gibbs still on his feet, retreating back to the ropes again. Now swinging off those ropes with a right of his own.
I don't like the way Gibbs looks. Gibbs don't look right. You know, like he's recovering from those punches. He looks wobbly right there. I mean, it's like the shots he's getting hit with, he doesn't look like he's recovering from the punches. I think Edouard's going to get tired from throwing all those shots. I tell you, if Gibbs don't go down. Low blow just now by Gibbs. And you see Edouard holding on to Gibbs. I mean, this is a great fight.
Final minute of round number 3.
Seems like Gibbs.
Now a lead left uppercut from Gibbs.
It seems like Gibbs can't get away from that right hand, though, that Edouard throwing. Edouard keeps throwing the right hand. He lands every single time. It's like either Gibbs don't see it coming or he has no antidote to stop it.
Now Gibbs on the offensive attack. Where did this come from?
Never count a man out. This is boxing.
Right hand, short on the inside from Gibbs, and he clogs Edouard. Can you believe this? Willie Gibbs, seemingly out on his feet, has closed the round strong. Willie Gibbs, who was maybe just a second away in the second round from having this fight waved off. He was hurt in the 3rd round. He came back and closed strong at the end of the 3rd round. Daniel Edouard, in the red, white, and blue, has been on the offensive attack throughout. Kevin Kelly, an amazing fight, but still, even with Gibbs' resurgence in the end of the 3rd round, you still don't like the way he looks.
I don't like the way Gibbs' legs look. His legs look like, I remember Jerry Page's legs, the way they looked later in his career. It looked like tonight he aged. He's 28 years old, but he looks like he's about 32 or 34, maybe 35. His legs don't look right. It seems like he's slipping underneath his feet. His footing is not right. It's like he hits with a shot, doesn't recover well. I'm looking for that overhand right by Edouard to catch Gibbs. You see Gibbs, he just don't look right. He looks very punchy there. Looks like you see his legs are from now. He's hopping like a horse. His legs are all over the ring. He has no balance.
Having said all that, which accurate observations, at times he's still scoring offensively.
Yeah, like I said, there you go. He looks like he's still hurt from the 1st round. His legs don't look right, but he's still dangerous because he can punch. And at any given time, that right hand can end this fight.
Comes in with a left to the body. All of a sudden, he's the fighter coming forward. What a great fight between these two unbeaten fighters on the brink of stardom. Which one will move forward in their career? That is the question that's to be answered tonight. All of a sudden, a left and a right, and Gibbs goes back and retreats again.
Like I said, Gibbs' legs don't look right. He ain't taking the punches right. After this fight, I would definitely require an MRI or something because he just don't look physically right.
Those first 9 minutes of this fight, that's like a career right there. That can take years out of you.
Well, it did. It took a lot of years out of him in that first few rounds because he's not recovering from the shots. His balance looks a little still off. And it seemed like, you know, he's waiting for the one punch, big right hand. And Edouard with that right hand has found its mark.
Short right hand and then a looping right hand from Gibbs, but back goes Gibbs. And this is where Edouard has done his damage. Gibbs now trying to fight off the ropes. And they're trading once again. Lining up right hand after right hand is Daniel Edouard. Short right hand puts down Gibbs. Gibbs is hurt.
Like I said, he looks hurt. He looks like this the whole fight. He's not recovering well. He is very hurt. If a referee will really look at him, take a close look, because right now, look at him, he's off balance.
That's it. It was great while it lasted. 2 unbeaten middleweights. You said someone's O should go. It just went.
I'm not to let you get hurt.
The Haitian sensation, Daniel Edouard. He balances is his time between serving his youth ministry in Florida and moving forward with his boxing career. His boxing career just took a monumental leap forward. Kevin, that was an impressive display.
Definitely. I mean, you know, on paper, you looked at it, you looked like Gibbs' record. You looked at his punching power, his punch stats. Looked at everything. You figured Edouard, the way he was conversating, the way he was talking. It looked like to me that Gibbs was definitely going to get a knockout on Edouard tonight, or possibly, okay, a decision. But Edouard is amazing.
Kevin, tell us how this fight was finally capped. How did Edouard do it at the end?
Well, here we take a look. Edouard had Gibbs, first of all, his back against the ropes, okay? He was taking the shots better by Gibbs, and he was catching Gibbs with good overhand right hands. Like I said, that right hand had found its mark all night long. And there it goes again, the overhand right. That's something that Gibbs could not prevent. He could not stop the overhand right. And see, when he gets up, his legs were looking like that even when he wasn't getting hit with shots. And that's why I feel very worried about the medical condition of Gibbs after this fight. They're gonna overhand right again. When it lands flush, and it didn't even land on the chin. It lands on the side of the face that sent Gibbs to the canvas. Gibbs gets up, but his legs are not recovering. He's not recovering, and he's in trouble, and he's in danger, and right now the referee has to stop the fight.
Referee Charlie Dwyer has seen enough and calls a halt to the action. Your winner by TKO, the Haitian sensation, Daniel Edouard.
Daniel Edouard with the career-defining win for this 24-year-old from West Palm Beach, Florida. It was great while it lasted. Just some sensational drama in action.
You talk about incredible. Marvin Hagler, Thomas Hearns revisited. I feel like this, you know, a boxing match turned into a fight, and that's what the public wanted to see. I didn't expect what I saw. I saw sensation moving backwards and trying to box Gibbs, but instead, it turned out to be a war.
Well, here's a good scene right here. Actually, you can see now, and this is happening live just off to the side. That is Daniel Edouard arguing with the EMT personnel here ringside because they are demanding that they remove him from this arena on a stretcher. What has been happening for the last 10 minutes, and the reason why Daniel Edouard is not with us live being interviewed, is because he was so severely dehydrated after those 4 rounds of that absolute war that he collapsed in the ring after his victory. So all 3 ringside physicians were in the ring. They were tending to him. They wanted to hydrate him. He was physically ill in the ring, but just moments ago, you saw him jump out of the ring and leave the arena. I can guarantee you he's going to be at the hospital for some observation in a few hours, Kevin.
You talk about chaos. This is great. You know what? It's great in one way, it's bad in another. Both men are going to probably wind up in the hospital, okay? The winner and the loser.
Oh, Willie Gibbs is already there.
And it's only 4 rounds. You would think that is a 12-round championship fight.
Just to add to the fact of what kind of fight this was, look at the punch stats accumulated through CompuBox. Total punches you saw dead even. Power punches 88 to 86. This was only 4 rounds of a scheduled 12. You didn't need any more. It was just fantastic. So Daniel Edouard is still unbeaten. He moves to 16-0-2 and is the USBA middleweight champ.